Tonight, exclusive new details about how classified documents may have ended up at Mar-a-Lago.
The president had a habit of asking to retain sensitive documents. And from time to time, he did that, and we didn't know what happened to them. And it was always a concern that because he didn't really fully understand the risks to sources and methods and other dangers of revealing classified information, that it might get out to the wrong people.
Donald Trump's former national security advisor speaking exclusively to NBC News about what he says was the former president's penchant for hoarding secret records. A week after court records showed the FBI seized highly classified documents at Trump's Florida compound, John Bolton says Trump made clear he wanted to keep certain documents for himself, regardless of classification.
Frequently, the briefers were reluctant to bring documents that they thought the president might ask to keep.
Other former senior Trump aides telling NBC News the president's approach to presidential records was slapdash and ad hoc, and he had little regard for state secrets. Trump once tweeted out what Bolton and a former senior intelligence official say was a highly classified photo of a damaged Iranian missile site. And, as NBC News reported at the time, provided classified information to Russian officials in the Oval Office. 3 former officials with first-hand knowledge said Trump would regularly show uncleared people a highly classified set of letters he exchanged with the North Korean leader. Multiple former officials said the president also had a habit of ripping up records that aides would have to retrieve from trash cans and tape back together. The former officials tell NBC News that when Trump finally realized he was leaving office, he ordered aides to stuff documents in banker boxes to be taken to his Florida compound. One person who was there told NBC News it was a chaotic exit and that both staff and movers piled everything into the moving trucks. When they got to Mar-a-Lago, they piled everything there in this storage room, except for things like the First Lady's clothes. Everything in the box went there. A Trump spokesman rejecting the criticism, and Trump now saying everything he took home with him was declassified. But experts say that's not the case. They note that even when Trump proclaimed records declassified while he was president, the rest of the government didn't always agree.
We were asking for records relating to Carter Page and the FISA warrants applications that were underway. And at one point, the White House via Trump had issued a press release. I think he had tweeted about it as well, to say, well, I'm going to declassify this information. And that was rejected by the judge here in Washington, D.C. in federal court, saying that was not sufficient as proof of declassification.
Even if Trump is right, experts say, the records were the property of the U.S. government. Why they were in Trump's Mar-a-Lago compound is now the crux of the Justice Department's investigation.
All right. Ken joins us now from our nation's capital. Ken, a lot of new reporting there and shedding light on a lot of questions I think people have. But one of the big mysteries here is how former President Trump or those around him were able to get classified documents out of the White House. Wouldn't there be, or you would think, there'd be systems in place to make sure sensitive material was accounted for?
Tom, John Bolton and other former senior national security officials put it this way. Donald Trump didn't pack those boxes on his own. He had help. There are supposed to be guardrails around classified documents, and clearly something broke down here. The Justice Department appears now to be investigating how that happened, who was involved, and whether they are criminally culpable. Tom?